Yeah, it's fraud, but it's...
All right, just doing a little rainy day hike in Wissahickon Valley Park, which is just like 10 or 15 minutes outside of Philadelphia. And for being so close to the city, it's pretty amazing. Some of the trails feel pretty remote, and you don't even realize you're that close to civilization. But one thing that never kind of leaves you is the sound of highway noise or the sound of airplanes. But this is where I go when I just want to get on trail. It's the closest thing to a trail while still living in the city. Oh, it is definitely raining, and I am so glad that I brought an umbrella. I finally wised up and realized that even if you're willing to get wet, it's good for the camera gear to have an umbrella. I see some other umbrellas coming this way. There's a couple of these rounded cement crossings in Wissahickon Valley Park. I'm not even sure what they are, but it looks like a pipe, but it's not really a pipe. It's more like a wall that has a rounded top. It looks more like a dam. That's probably what it is, but I don't know the history behind it. But if you find that too sketchy, there's almost always an alternative route that goes around it. But that's no fun. I'm going to take this way. It is a little sketchy in the rain, though, isn't it? And there is a surprising amount of elevation gain in this park. If you're looking for a good leg workout, this is not a bad place to come. Well, it has not stopped raining the whole time, which is making it difficult to get any good shots of anything. But I'm about almost 3.5 miles in now, and in 0.4 miles we're going to come across the Valley Green Inn, and that is basically the turnaround point, and we're going to cross over the Wissahickon Creek and come back on the other side. So this route is one that I just made up. It's not on all trails or anything like that. I've done this before and I liked it, so I just wanted to come back and document it a little bit. There are more popular trails to take. For example, the Orange Trail has a lot of great features, and if you've never been to Wissahickon before, I would absolutely recommend checking out the Orange Trail. But it is a little bit more popular, and the idea of this loop that I'm doing now is to get off the beaten path a little bit and do some of the lesser popular trails like the yellow and white trails, and get a more remote feel, and with some probably bigger miles. But it is beautiful out here. Alright, well, it just popped out of there. And this is probably the only real water crossing on this loop that I've created. Not that sketchy, but in the rain, when the rocks are slippery, who knows? But the trail continues over on that side, and oh man, let's see if I can do it. Whoa. Alright. It's actually a pretty easy crossing, except for the rocks are quite slippery. I did grab a stick to help me get across, but somehow I still managed to put one foot in the creek. So now I have one semi-dry foot and one soaking wet foot, but that's okay. It is a rainy day after all, so I kind of expected that my feet would be completely soaked from the rain anyway, so nothing to lose today. And continuing on. We're not quite at the Valley Green Inn yet, but that is the next major milestone. Alright, we are coming up on the Valley Green Inn, and we are going to cross over the bridge, pass by the restaurant, and then head back down the other side of the creek to complete the loop. Well, even in Wissahickon, they do get massive blowdowns from time to time, evidently. No way across this sucker. Crawl under, I guess. A little muddy, though. Can't climb up the sides. The walls are too steep and slippery. I guess I'll be crawling under. you can maybe try to get up over on top of it. But with this wood being slick like this, there's a very good chance you'll go sliding right down into the ravine. So I guess that means I'll be crawling under. And that looks pretty cramped, actually. I'm gonna need to get down on all fours for this one, I think, so I'm gonna have to put the camera away, I guess. Alright, well, the back side of this loop is a little faster. The trail it smooths out a lot. There are fewer switchbacks, less windy, relatively speaking, and it's just a lot of miles of green tunnel, but it's still a gorgeous trail. And if it wasn't for the constant sound of highway noise, you could be just about anywhere. You wouldn't even know. But I think we're coming up on a highway or an overpass or something here. Normally, for the past couple of miles, it has not been quite that loud, quite this loud. And we have a big old switchback here bringing us down underneath the overpass. All right. All right, we're going to cross over this bridge here, check out the stream a little bit. And then we are making a sharp lefty right there and going up and up and up along the highway. And eventually we'll get away from the highway, but we gotta get through this little section first here. This is probably the noisiest spot in the whole loop. Oh man. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Did it destroy the bridge? Only a little bit. I could probably get through this. Huh, not that bad, I guess. Hope the bridge is still safe to cross. Alright, guess we still made it. That looks pretty bad though. Alright, let's see if we can get away from this highway. Sometimes I can't tell if the noise I'm hearing is highway or rain approaching or airplanes. We are definitely near some kind of highway. It's not as loud as before, but I can still hear cars occasionally. Alright. This, what looks like a large road that we're coming down to here, is known as Forbidden Drive. And it goes all along the creek, and it is an absolutely great place for a bike ride. But we will not be taking that right now. We will be making a right turn to stay on trail. If you're trying to do this loop and you want to have a bailout point or cut it short, you could just hop on Forbidden Drive right over there, and it's the quickest way back. But I am trying to stay on a trail, so I have to go this way and up this road just a little bit and make a lefty to get on, to stay on the yellow trail. And it's a little noisy up here because we're coming up to a highway, I guess, just like before. Alright, well, as you can see, there's a highway going overhead, and that's the reason for all the noise. We're not actually going under this bridge, though. What we're looking for is right here. We're making a left turn to stay on the yellow trail. And we got every possible sound you could want. Highway, plane, bird, rain. Probably some running water somewhere from a stream. It's almost overwhelming. But then you see how quickly things quiet down once you get away from the highway. Alright, well, it's much quieter here, except for the occasional plane that flies over. And all you can hear is the sound of Wissahickon Creek down below and the rain. There's Forbidden Drive down there and Wissahickon Creek. Alright, well, here we're coming to yet another bridge. There's lots of them. But this one we get to go under. And we can check out the graffiti. That's always fun when you're hiking, right? Check out the graffiti. I guess nobody's playing golf in the rain today. Alright, well, the trail is right here. It goes right past the golf course. So, when you're on this part of the trail, you just gotta pay attention so you don't get knocked in the head with a golf ball. Looks like there's a couple of golfers out there. That's how you know when you're a serious golfer. You don't let a little rain stop you. Anyway, continuing on down the trail. So right here coming up is another connecting trail, which I've taken many times, and you could, if you wanted to, if you didn't get enough of this loop and you found it too easy, you could extend the loop by making a right turn here just past the golf course, and this trail will take you up to a thing called Lover's Leap, which is kind of like a rocky overlook, but it's not really worth, you know, going to just for that. If you just wanted to like get some more hiking in, then you could extend the loop this way, and then you can eventually, if you wanted to, circle back around to Forbidden Drive, which is where we're going now. It reconnects with Forbidden Drive a little further up. So that's just a way to extend the hike if you didn't get enough. But right now, I mean, that takes you a little bit out of the way and then brings you back. So it's kind of an extension of the loop. But right now I'm just going to finish up the loop by heading down this way to Forbidden Drive and then back to the trailhead that we started from. Alright, so just a few seconds later, that's the trail we just came down, and we are now on Forbidden Drive. And this is, like I said before, this is a great trail to do a bike ride. It goes all along the creek. I highly recommend it. But right now, we're going to go this way on Forbidden Drive to get back to where we started from. And there's this bridge here over the river, over the creek. And as I was saying before, there was that little extension loop you could take that would eventually bring you back to Forbidden Drive. And if you look at this little, whatever this little house is here, I'm not sure what this is, but right behind this little building is where the trail comes back and brings you back to Forbidden Drive. So right through there, right around that little wall, the trail goes that way. Alright, well, in order to get back to the car, I must make a left turn off of Forbidden Drive and go this way. And this will bring us back to the trailhead that we started from. Last climb of the day. And we are back to the starting point. All right. That took me a little over 4 hours, about 4.5 hours maybe, and it's a little over 8 miles, maybe like 8.5. And it's a nice little tour of Wissahickon Valley Park and a nice challenging day hike, especially in the rain. The park is actually much bigger than this. It goes on well past Valley Green Inn. But for a nice little day hike, this one's pretty good. All of these trails are mapped on Google Maps. You don't even need all trails or any special mapping hiking app or anything. And there's 4G throughout the park, so you could just use your phone and Google Maps or Apple Maps or whatever you have. Alright, we are back to trailhead now. Man, it never stopped raining the whole time. I was hoping to do many more creative shots with the camera, but it's just not worth the risk. Oh well. It was still fun.